Yeah, boys and girls, it's Miss Walter again, and we are back finishing our photobombing llamas. We will be cutting this out today, but first we have to draw the background. So again, we're going to use a vertical paper, hot dog style. Hot dogs are long and skinny. Hamburgers are wide. We're doing hot dog today. And just a pencil for now. We are going to be drawing the background, which is going to represent the area of Machu Picchu, which we talked about in Peru, where a lot of llamas are known to be. So this is a separate piece of paper. So again, you can tear that out of your sketchbook. And Machu Picchu is located at a high altitude in the Andes Mountains. Okay, so high altitude means it's high up. It's in a mountain. Okay, it is a mountain. So that's the ancient city. So we're going to do a curved hill near the bottom, and then we're going to add some clouds to start. So I'm going to draw a curved hill, and we know a hill is not as high as a mountain. Okay, so I have my curve towards the bottom, and I'm going to add a few, just maybe 3 or 4 puffy clouds. So I have one, but I might put one over here that's kind of going off the page, and it's just going to give it some real life perspective. And even over here, this one's kind of hanging out off the page a teensy bit, and maybe there's a tiny one, tiny little puff up high. That's all, not too many, because as we get going with this, we do have to add those mountains. So we're going to draw a large curved mountain, okay, in the back. And Machu Picchu, as we know, is located in the Andes Mountains. However, it's a city in the sky, it's sometimes called. So we want to make sure we get things very high up. So we're going to start with this large curved mountain in the center of the background, okay, but it's going to go behind our clouds, behind. So we make sure our marker skips over the clouds when we're drawing, so we don't draw through it. Okay, so starting towards the center, we're going to go up, 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 and it's going to come to a sharp point and come down, 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 because the mountain is much steeper than a hill, but we don't want to draw through our clouds. So when I go up, 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 I'm going to jump over my cloud, continue up, and anywhere that it would touch, I want to make sure that I jump. Come back down, touch, and jump. Now I got this steep mountain right in the middle. We're going to draw some smaller mountains behind the first mountain, so it looks like they're going off into the distance. So right next to it, I'm going to draw a smaller one that kind of peeks out, comes down. Again, we jump over till I touch the hill, and I'll do one on this side. And it does not have to be exact, because mountains aren't exact. And I'm going to go ahead and do that till I go right off the page. I'm even going to sneak 1 or 2 towards the background and make it look like it's in perspective, it's overlapping. That gives us the idea of space or depth in our picture. Now, we need to color this. We're going to use something called value. Okay, it's going to make it look like light and dark. You might want to use your watercolor set for this, but I'm going to be using 2 different color crayons. I'm going to use a light green crayon and a dark green crayon. So if you are painting, you can go ahead and get a yellowy green by mixing your yellow and greens, if that's something you want to do. You could also use your markers. Markers are great for that, or like I said, some simple crayons work wonderful. So I've got sort of a lighter green and a darker green crayon. I'm going to go right down the middle of my mountains. Again, I'm using just simple crayons, and I'm going to draw a line just down the middle, like I'm cutting it in half. Doing that on each of my mountains, even the short ones. And this way I'm only going to color one side, but it's going to be the same side on all of them. So if I go to the right of the line and I color it light green, on this side. I'm going to continue to do that. The nice thing with crayons is it's pretty fast. Painting's pretty quick though too. So on the right side of the line, and on the right side of the line, this is our light color, our highlight, and you can probably guess what's going to be on the other side of that line. It's not going to be the light color anymore. It's going to be the darker color, the shadow color. So I did the light color on the right half of my mountain. So it sort of makes it look like if the sunlight in our picture, the picture we're drawing right now, the sun is shining from this side and it's highlighting that side of the mountain. This is just a fun, easy way to do that, to give information with your drawing, and these are going to be really cute drawings. So I did that. I'm going to take the opposite crayon, the darker one, and I'm going to do the other side of my mountain with the darker color. And you go ahead and do that. You can pause this or you know, watch it through and then do yours. So I'm coloring. I'm not going out of my lines, and I'm not crossing, I'm not scribbling. Okay, I'm trying really hard to be neat. And if you chose to use markers or paint, I will be very interested to see what they come out like. So I had that half and half look to my mountain. It gives it instant shadow, instant highlight, and it makes it look like the sun or the light is shining on a particular part of our mountain. So you have to be careful when you're coloring though that you don't get on your clouds, because the clouds have to stay puffy white. Otherwise your picture won't look right. So I'm going a little on the fast side because I'm filming and I don't want to use up too much of your time. Hopefully you are doing the same thing along with me so that you're having some fun, not just sitting there. Okay, so I'm going to pretend mine looks super duper gorgeous, which it does look pretty cute. Okay, you can always go back and touch up whatever you need. Okay, and then for the finishing touch, you can just color your bottom hill, whichever color. I mean, you could probably split it and do the same thing. Again, I'm going a little bit fast because I don't want to use up too much of your art time. And this is our second step in this project. So first we drew our llama and our scarf and we colored it. We're going to be cutting that out in a minute. You might even do your sky, and again you can pick how you want to do that. I used crayon, plenty of stuff you could use. I'm going to do a little bit of my blue sky. It's not my favorite blue. Make sure you get the colors that you like, not just what I'm using. Sometimes, you know, we get busy following the directions and we forget the creative part. So I'm going to fill in my sky. Again, be so careful not to get it on the clouds. Notice how I turn my paper and all that kind of stuff. Especially being left-handed like me, I have to turn my paper a lot so my hand doesn't rub through the whole drawing. If you're left-handed, you know what I mean. Turn it upside down and get the edges. That's a good thing about art. You can mess around. Okay, so I'm finishing up here, and you can guess that when you're done, we are going to put our llama. So as a tourist, a person visiting somewhere, you would be trying to get a photograph of this wonderful place, and boom, a llama is going to photobomb. So we're going to cut these out and glue them on, and it's going to be super duper cute. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is with my scissors cut my llama out. You don't have to cut right on the line. You can actually cut around your llama. Is a safe way. Notice this hand is driving, and this hand just opens and closes my scissors. Open and close. And then I drive with this hand. So I cut around my llama. And once I get all this extra off, now I can go back and get a little bit closer, because you don't want to cut too fast and cut off part of your llama. That's not good. Not after we worked so hard. And I'm driving with my one hand, turning my paper, and then my scissors just kind of follow along. Open, close, open, close, open, close. Llamas are bumpy because they're fluffy. So you just kind of do a wiggle line with your scissors. You don't have to get super close. If you are, you know, confident in cutting and you want to go closer. So I've got my llama, and notice this corner. It fits right on that corner. But I have my llama scarf. So I'm going to cut out that rectangle. Nice and neat, not too fast. And then watch this little doohickey. I am going to, instead of putting this whole thing on here, okay, which you can, glue it on like a strip. Or if you want to cut part of it, you can, like if it's too big. But I'm just going to glue mine right on there for my photobombing llama. He's super cute. And you can use a glue stick, you can use a glue bottle. In your art kit, you have a glue stick that you can glue on. And that is our project. So we drew a llama in a scarf. We drew a background and colored it. And now we're going to go ahead and glue that on there. Okay, and then you are all done. I cannot wait to see how cute these look.